All right, let's talk about the 4-0 Minnesota Vikings. Another good Sam Darnold performance. I thought the numbers were great in this game. I thought the performance was solid. There was some good, there was some bad here by Darnold. I don't think this was his best Vikings performance, but he still did enough to get the victory. So let's talk about all of it, the good and the bad. Before I do, I just want to mention I do have a movie channel. If you like watching movies, check that out. The link is in the description below. It is Jackson Kruger Movies. But yeah, let's talk Sam Darnold. Starting off with the play you see on your screen, we saw Jordan Addison back. So, he was doing this the first few weeks without Addison or Hawkinson. Hawkinson will come back. We saw Addison, and he certainly was an addition to this team. Running a deep shot here, there is a defensive back who's going to be covering him further deep, and watch how this play begins. So you see that when Darnold takes the snap, Addison's going with a fake right here, where he essentially just fully stops. So for the Green Bay corner, he's doing what most players would do. He's stopping as well, assuming this is going to be a curl route, or maybe he's going to be running, more over the middle. But then watch Addison get 0 to 60 in an instant, and Darnold perfectly timed throw as well, and they're able to pick up a touchdown. I mean, that is elite level route running there by Jordan Addison to really fool Green Bay. This is great stuff. Sure, it was open by Darnold, but also give him credit for timing this one perfectly, hitting it when it was going to be as open as possible. It was a unique route, and, with Addison not being there, I don't know how much time they've had to get the chemistry down, but they look like they've been playing together for years with that one. Really good stuff. Of course, I got to talk about Justin Jefferson, the guy who is definitely emerging as one of the, not just a great receiver, but one of the great receivers the league has seen. This one is going to be a man coverage concept here. It's a one-on-one matchup. And with Jefferson's route going over the middle, these are routes that definitely can work in this situation. Plus, going up against Keyshawn Nixon, who I think is a solid corner. This is just not a good situation for Green Bay. I mean, this is a thing that really the Vikings should be attacking. If you leave Jefferson on anyone one-on-one, it's going to be a difficult thing. You're going to see Darnold takes a snap. He runs this play action, but again, this is, he knows what he's doing. He's getting the ball to Justin Jefferson. You see Jefferson not as open as maybe you would have thought, given the way I set it up. Like, there is a way this play could fail, but there's a window. Darnold's going to hit that window pretty consistently. At least he has been this season. Jefferson able to make the grab. This is really good stuff here by Justin Jefferson and by Sam Darnold. Again, being able to just do this stuff consistently. This play was crazy. So this is, again, I've kind of talked about in previous film studies. If Darnold has an opportunity to get the ball to Justin Jefferson, he's going to get the ball to Justin Jefferson. That's just kind of how he views things. And this is the 1st and goal, but they're at the 14-yard line, so they've kind of gotten pushed back a little bit. With this quarters coverage, usually you think, okay, a deep shot means that there is a corner and safety who could, get into the play. However, watch how this play works, where Darnold's going to get rid of this ball so quickly, and the safety kind of moved in for a more over-the-middle route, that you have this pure one-on-one matchup on the outside. So that's why Darnold wanted to make this work. Hey, let's isolate Jefferson one-on-one. If that can happen, this is a good situation for us. The issue is that Jefferson is not that open on this play. I mean, there is really no separation at all. So you're definitely thinking, if you're Green Bay, okay, this isn't the worst situation in the world. This could be an incompletion. One of the issues, though, is that the corner for Green Bay can't play the ball. His back is turned towards the ball, whereas Jefferson can. And because of this, the ball ends up going right by the Green Bay defender, right kind of past his back. Jefferson's able to adjust so well to it. He's able to make the grab. So it's one of those plays that it wasn't open because of the separation. It was open because of the situation, and that's why it was able to be a big completion. But also, something like this is a great example of what Darnold does well, especially in these red zone situations, which is where games can be won or lost. Making sure they get 7 points each time they can was a big way that they were able to win this game. It's going to be man coverage. They're selling as though they're going to be running the ball. But when Darnold takes the snap, he's going to look towards his right, towards the top of the screen, and neither one of these routes is particularly open. You could maybe try to throw it to one of these, but it's certainly not a great situation here if he wants to. You're basically throwing up a jump ball. It's a decision that Darnold is going to decide not to make, which I think is the correct call. He instead looks more towards his left, and there's, again, multiple receivers he could look towards, but the more underneath one is probably the best opportunity here. So that's exactly what Darnold does. He's able to make the throw, and they get into the end zone for a touchdown. I think a couple things to note. First, again, Darnold's just seeing the field really well. He's putting the ball in the right position pretty consistently, and that's what you like to see if you're a Vikings fan. The other thing is they're just blocking well, right? They're giving Darnold time to get through progression after progression after progression, and if you have that, it's a lot easier to find the open guy. So definitely got to give the offensive line credit. They've been blocking really well for Darnold, and that's kind of been an underrated story with Minnesota, but also really good stuff here from Darnold. However, I got to go over to the negatives because, again, I said at the beginning, there were some good and some bad. Let's talk about the bad here, which Darnold continues to, in my opinion, put the ball in harm's way too much. It hasn't burned him too much early on. He's gotten kind of some plays like this one, for example, which is a man coverage concept for the Packers. Darnold takes the snap. He's going to, again, this is very early on in the game. I believe this is just their second play. Darnold first does a good job scrambling out, looking downfield, trying to find something that could work. And you see right there, that's what he wants to hit. It's something that looks like it could be open. The issue is he just didn't see that Green Bay player who's covering someone else right on the sideline right here, so Darnold just missed him. It is what it is. There's a lot of Green Bay players on the sideline. I think he just assumed that was another one on the sideline, but because of this is a dropped interception. We are seeing, I think, too many of these types of plays. And this one, it came back to, bite them in a pretty big way. I mean, Green Bay really probably wouldn't have gotten it back in the game had Darnold not made this throw, where it's a 2nd down and 1 situation, so no need to push the ball down the field too much. Darnold takes the snap, and he's going to really just fire this one up there. But, I mean, you look, it's not open. And again, I mean, he's had success throwing up these jump balls, so I understand it. But this one gets intercepted. There was no separation there. That wasn't a good decision by Sam Darnold. So, again, I think he does need to be a little bit better at protecting the football. The kind of his play style has worked very well, but I think, you can't help but think at a certain point, this is going to come back to bite them, right? And there's a lot of good stuff. Even if these were both interceptions, the good is outweighing the bad with Darnold, but there is some bad there that I would like to see him clean up, because if you could do that, that's what could really, I think, help him get from being a good quarterback now to like a great quarterback. Also, this play was an unfortunate miss. It was, 3rd down and 8. They did have a receiver open relatively far down the field, misses him high. So again, it wasn't a perfect day from Darnold, but did a lot of really good stuff here as well. And I think if you're a Vikings fan, this is almost a good thing. Darnold didn't play his best football, and the offense still was able to roll, especially early on. So if you're getting that kind of performance, kind of a C performance from Sam Darnold instead of like the A- stuff we had been seeing weeks 1 through 3, and you're still being able to beat a good football team, in my opinion, that's a good thing, because I'm expecting Darnold to be better down the road. So yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.